New Testament is newer, so you read like history book.
You're right, it is new. It's
Yeah,
different.
yeah. So same thing.
Let me give you an example. Would you mind if I did that for you?
Sure.
This will help, because this is a great question. It's a large set of questions, and Christians should be knowledgeable about this. You know, there are Jews who don't read their Torah, just as there are Christians who aren't reading their Bible. Would you agree with that? I'm not saying you, I'm just saying in general. Okay, so, I'll give you an example. Deuteronomy 25, if your kid is disobedient, mom and dad could drag the kid to the high priest and say, this kid's incorrigible, and everybody stones him. We don't do that anymore, right? We have juvenile hall at worst. I'm going to finish this, okay? So, now, even some Hebrews, even some Jewish scholars will attest that no parent actually did that because the love for their kid is too great. Now, you can see in a perfect type, Jesus, the perfect son, dying for your bad son and yours, all the sins of the world. He fulfills that demand. This may be a little too theological. Sometimes journalists cut me off, but that's what it's about. Perhaps, if we have time afterwards, I can go more into the details of it.
Okay, the point that I was trying to...
You're next. Just
I'm not trying to be rude, but you're completely inaccurate
Why?
about the Old Testament. I'm Jewish, and I've read it
God bless you.
since
Shalom.
since nursery. I was taught it, and most of what you just said,
Give me one thing that was inaccurate, because I'm sure there's a lot more
well,
than this.
first of all, even Jesus, you can't die for another person's sin.
Sure you can. You did. You died for all the sins of the world?
Yeah, but that's...
I believe that. You don't believe it.
I have a question.
If I
No.
murder-
Let her
If
finish.
I go and murder
Sorry,
someone,
with all due respect.
and you're like, oh, I love this person, you can't take it, and you go to jail for me.
Sure you can.
If
It happened in the Old Testament.
if I got arrested and a policeman arrested me, you could go in and be like, I'm taking your
Okay,
spot.
I like what you're giving to
That's
me.
not.
We've got the spiritual dimension, where my sins don't push me off for eternity, but you're talking about civil demands?
Well, I'm
That's
just saying
different. I
it's the
agree with
same-
you, but the point is, we're not stoning kids who are disobedient to their parents
That
anymore.
never happened in the Torah.
Isn't that
Or the
interesting?
Bible.
And I gave you the reason why. Dennis Prager brought that to my attention. What else?
You're maintaining that he never stoned anybody in ancient society?
No, I did not say that. What did I say? I'm talking about Jewish
in the
culture, and I'm talking about
Jewish
that
thing,
one.
they only ever killed one person.
I hope we go back to Trump here, because I know some of you would love to tear him a new
Well, I
one.
was trying to, but you can
Go ahead.
So pretty
No one else
much...
raised a hand, so.
Okay, because you're talking about distinction between Islam,
Yeah.
right, and Muslims. And you're trying to say a ban on religion?
You know, I have to still think how far I want to go. I've talked to experts on this. I don't know if I'm at the here builders level yet, you know, but I will admit I'm getting there. Angola already did. They banned Islam already in Africa. They did that, for example. I'm not sure yet. I gotta be honest with you, because we are wrestling with a deep tenet of our culture. But for me, what is a guiding principle when it comes to religious liberty? You believe whatever you want. This is for Thomas Jefferson. Believe whatever you want, but as long as you don't pick my pocket or break my bones. Now, when I read the Quran and I read passages in it, it has very clear scriptures that say, kill infidels. There are passages that say, kill Jews. That you have stones crying out that say, there's a Jew, kill him. That's in the Quran. And it's not historical. There are other passages, by the way, which are in full conflict. You talk about conflicts.
Yeah.
They treat Jesus as a prophet, but he's not the Son of God. And yet, Muslims revere the Bible as inspired read. That's a big contradiction. Go.
Just two questions. One, if your logic is that you're going to point out and make very visible immigrants who are here illegally that committed a murder, does that same logic not apply also to if it's a Canadian that committed murder in California?
Absolutely.
Or wait a minute,
That's a
or
good
somebody
point.
from Arizona?
Okay.
I mean, where do you draw the line?
Okay, if someone is not an American citizen or does not have legal status, they're an illegal alien. A Canadian?
But what's the purpose?
And I got to add to that. That's a great point, because most people think when I say illegal alien, or when Trump says it, or someone else says it, they're talking about someone who looks Hispanic or someone who. No, that's not it. I just learned this yesterday, and I think there's some truth to it. The largest cohort or ethnic group, if you will, that's in this country illegally is from Great Britain. Deport them too. Yes, absolutely. There were Irish illegals in Boston during the Clinton administration. Deport them. We've had illegals coming from Asia in boats. Bill Clinton himself, as president, said, go back. You've got to come in legally. Nothing to do with color. Legal status is not about color. Never has been, never will be. Those are my views.
And I have a follow-up on that.
Quickly, because he was next. Go ahead.
The Torah is the Jewish Bible. That's where all of these horrific crimes are contained, and you say that Christian
Crimes? What crimes?
You know, stoning people to death.
That's not a
dragging
crime,
people-
that's a law.
Or whatever, the harsh, you can murder your wife if she commits adultery, things like that.
We have
right?
laws in-
No, the husband does not do that,
But
first
my
of all.
point is-
And the husband and the wife get killed. We had a beginning of a truly progressive society, if you will,
What's your
actually.
name? What's his name? Mike. Yeah, Mike was making the point
I
that,
want to forget you, so.
Mike was making the point that, yes, if you look into the Quran, you're gonna find some horrific stuff, but it's also in Christianity and Judaism. Your response was, it's in the Old Testament. What I'm asking you,
Mhm.
do you have the same feeling towards Islam that you do towards Judaism? Because it has those same,
Okay,
conditions.
these are my beliefs. She doesn't share them, and that's fine. Okay, there's Judaism, or anybody else. I'm not doing that to put you on the spot, because your questions are valid. I'm respecting her views, and I'm responding to them.
But you want to-
So, hold
You understand my
on. There was a question, right? So, Judaism, and from there you have Christian faith, because I mentioned it. In the Torah, you find Messiah prophesied. I gave you 4 examples of it. Isaiah 54, Isaiah 53, Ezekiel 36, Jeremiah, there's a number of them. There's one passage that even says, shall a woman come to this man? That speaks of the virgin birth. Isaiah 7 also. I encourage you to look those up in the Navi. Thank you. I know Hebrew a little bit. I will not go to Israel and be able to make sense of anybody though. So, you got a question?
Yeah, going back to the ban on the Muslim countries, the 10 countries that were banned.
7.
7.
And it wasn't a Muslim ban. I was so tired of hearing
They
that
don't
because
have
they
a
were.
single citizen that has committed any kind of terrorist act against the United States. The people that did are Saudis, the ones responsible for
Pakistan.
9/11. or
Now,
Pakistan.
remember, I'm
Those
not
countries that will be
I'm not a lockstep guy with Trump on this. I thought he should have expanded his ban, actually. Saudi Arabia should have been one of them. Afghanistan should have been another. Perhaps Egypt as well.
What about Turkey?
Okay, just let me finish. Because there was the first part you gave me. So I want to make sure I got this. So your statement is that he's targeting these countries, but the people who've committed crimes in this country are not from those countries? You go to Minnesota, for instance, Somalia was on the list. And you had the children of those Somalis who committed